Hello chaps, welcome to John Robson Guitar Tuition once again. As always, I do hope you're well. Today we're looking at this guitar. This is a Harley Benton SC1000, which, looking at it, it kind of has a bit of a Les Paul vibe going on. But more specifically, it is actually Harley Benton's take on an ESP Eclipse. And it's been very, very generously donated to the Guitars for Good Causes campaign by a very kind viewer to this channel. I'll spare his blushes by not mentioning his name, but you know who you are. Thank you very much, much appreciated. And as ever, this guitar will be put up for sale, with proceeds going to Zoe's Place, a charity in Middlesbrough which provides palliative, respite and end-of-life care to children under 5 with terminal illnesses. So a very, very worthy cause, and if you would like to donate to it, then the link is in the description box below. Now, onto the guitar. Frankly, this is a guitar which is never going to be happy playing in a country and western band. It's never going to be earning a living playing old Motown hits on the cabaret circuit. This is a guitar that wants to drink 8 cans of special brew, go out, get a skull tattoo, and then play songs with titles like Beelzebub's Dragon Holocaust Winter Rampage or something like that. It is a heavy metal guitar, frankly. And that presents me with something of a problem, because that is far from my home turf. Nevertheless, I've given it a good old college try, and this is what it sounds like. So those are the noises that this guitar is capable of, and whilst I'm not the world's biggest heavy metal fan, it didn't sound too bad to my ears, to be honest. I will just at this point sound a note of caution. It is a little bit harder to get a good clean sound out of this guitar than you might expect. I have a clean patch set up on the Tone Lab that I use for everything from Telecasters, Strats, Les Pauls, anything basically, and you know, okay, I'll tweak the bass and treble or whatever from time to time to suit the individual guitar, but it's basically the same settings. This guitar here, when I plugged this into that patch, it already sounded like I was playing through a Dallas Arbiter fuzz face. These pickups are really, really hot, which is great for the overdriven stuff. But you know, if you're wanting something where you can play the intro to Nothing Else Matters, or that clean intro riff from Enter Sandman, for example, then be prepared to have to work a little bit harder. As long as you've got an amp that you can set up so that it doesn't break up too easily, you should be okay. But it's not, don't think you're getting EMG pickups here, because you're not. Anyway, mentioning the pickups, I think it's about time we took a look at the actual specifications for this guitar. Here they are. Okay, beginning with the body. It is made from mahogany. There's no maple top on this guitar, but you can see round the edges there is a rather attractive looking binding. The neck is also mahogany. It's got a kind of a C profile, and it is, as you would expect on this style of guitar, a glued in neck joint. The neck itself features a blackwood fretboard with 24 medium jumbo frets and a dual action truss rod, and of course the scale length is exactly what you'd expect for this style of guitar, being 24 3/4 inches. Up at the top end we have a bound headstock and unbranded Grover copy machine heads, which are finished in gold, as is the rest of the hardware on this guitar. Down at the other end of the strings you can see the Tune-o-matic bridge and stop tailpiece, and powering the guitar there is a pair of HBZ high gain active high output humbuckers controlled via a 3-way toggle switch and 2 volume controls and a single tone control. So there you have it, the Harley Benton SC1000. That's what's going on with this guitar. And now we get to that part of the review where we talk about what the guitar is actually like. Is it any good? Is it something that you'd want to own? And I've made some notes here that I'll probably be referring to as we go through this, but the short version is that it's a very good guitar. It's well made out of, you know, proper materials like mahogany and so on, and it's comfortable to play. The neck is a very accommodating, comfortable neck with a low action and, you know, no fret buzz, nothing like that. All of the usual hallmarks of a cheap guitar, like lumpy feeling tuners and a badly cut nut and sharp fret ends, they're all not there. The tuners, they are Grover copies, but they feel as good as the real thing, to be honest with you, and hold the guitar in tune admirably well. The nut is nicely cut and the frets are perfectly finished. That all adds up to a very, very pleasant playing experience all round, really. This guitar does what it sets out to do very well. It is a rock and metal guitar, and for those kind of high gain sounds it does have fantastic note definition, and you know, it'll sustain till the middle of next week, to be honest with you. It's got a real big rock and metal kind of sound. The one slight fly in the ointment is the clean sound. It is there and you can get it, but it's not as immediately and readily available as it would be if you had a guitar with genuine EMG pickups on it. I've owned a few guitars with EMG pickups, and that sort of pristine hi-fi quality clean sound is something of a hallmark of that brand of pickups, and as I say, it is kind of there with this guitar, but you do have to work a little bit harder in terms of setting up your amp to get that tone. But you know, I suppose criticising a guitar like this for its clean tone would be a little bit like criticising a Porsche 911 for its poor off-roading capabilities. It's not what it's meant for in the final analysis. This particular guitar is a used guitar. As I say, it was very generously donated to Guitars for Good Causes by a very kind viewer to this channel, and being a used guitar, it does have some signs of wear. You can see on the back of the guitar here there is a little bit of buckle rash, and the tailpiece and one or two other parts of the gold hardware have a little bit of tarnishing in places, but you know, you do have to look closely to see those faults. The one curious thing that I've never really understood about this guitar since I've been playing it is this scoop here on the cutaway. You know, you look at that and you think, yeah, great, that's going to really help top fret access. But when you actually lay your hand into that scoop, this is what happens. Your hands kind of reach these frets here. It doesn't make reaching these frets any easier at all, which I suppose is why manufacturers like PRS put the scoop on the front of the guitar rather than the back. So that's evidence that something really hasn't been thought through, but you know, it still kind of looks cool, I guess. So, you know, it does have that going for it. Anyway, that's pretty much it for the review of the Harley Benton SC1000. Fantastic rock and metal guitar, and you know, if you would like to own this instrument, then it's now officially for sale. Get your bids in. You know how this works by now. Email me your bids via the email address you can see on screen, or at the end of the video, or in the description box below. You can email your bids to me. Let me know what you think is a fair price for this guitar. These cost about 160 new, and this is a used guitar, so you know, I'll leave it up to you to decide what an appropriate price is for this instrument. Send me your bids, and we'll keep this auction running until Halloween, I think, the 31st of October. Halloween seems quite appropriate for a metal guitar, doesn't it? And on the 31st of October, or shortly thereafter, excuse me, I will inform the winning bidder that they are the winning bidder. And then what you do, if that's you, is you make a donation of the amount that you bid to Zoe's Place Baby Hospice via the link that I will send you, and send me confirmation, either a screenshot or a copy of the email receipt for the donation, and then I send you the guitar. It's that simple. If you are outside the UK, please contact me before bidding, because we may need to come to some arrangement on international shipping costs. This is a fairly chunky, heavy guitar, and I can't imagine it's going to be cheap to send, you know, internationally, so we may have to have a conversation about that. Anyway, that's pretty much it for today, folks. I'll just leave you with the usual plug for my guitar tuition. If you would like some tailored one-to-one guitar lessons, then get in touch with me via the details at the end of this video. If you live on Teesside in the northeast of England, you can come along for a face-to-face lesson, or wherever you are in the world, you can have a lesson via Skype, and whichever way you do it, your first lesson is free, so you got nothing to lose. Why not give it a go? And with that, I'll bid you all a good day and say thank you so much for your time, thank you for watching, thank you all for supporting Guitars for Good Causes, and until next time, bye for now, folks.